first met Ollie Crawford when I was on the air staff in the 1980s, and at that time he had already become a sort of a national name in the aviation business, but that was about the time that he really got into the senior leadership of the Air Force Association.
I met him in 1983 in the Commemorative Air Force. It was then called the Confederate Air Force, and he and I became the co-chairman, and we created the American Combat Airman Hall of Fame of the Commemorative Air Force. And for 14 years, we inducted aviation heroes who served America into the American Combat Airman Hall of Fame. And I'm talking about people from General Paul Tibbets, pilot of the Enola Gay, the Flying Tigers, the Doolittle Raiders, and we lived that for 14 some odd years together. And that's how I became acquainted with Ollie Crawford, and in my opinion, there's no greater patriot that ever walked the earth than Ollie.
I was a young captain at San Antonio, and I got involved with the Air Force Association, and that's where I met Ollie Crawford. What a gracious gentleman, just the salt of the earth. And so we developed a friendship through all those years.
After the Second World War, when it became clear because of the Army Air Force's performance during the Second World War that there was a requirement for an independent Air Force, one of the groups of people who made that happen were the founder members of the Air Force Association. And Ollie Crawford was a founder member. He joined in 1946 before we had an Air Force. And so it was his participation in that organization during the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and that group of people that made the American public aware of what it is that their Air Force does for them.
To honor the memory of those who served.
And he knew everybody. I mean, from presidents to chiefs of staff of the Air Force. He taught John Conley how to fly in his campaigns. He drove LBJ all over the Texas Panhandle during those campaigns. And he, not only that, but was a founder of the Air Force Association. And his culminating achievement of his life was the creation of the Air Force Memorial. But today was truly a highlight of my life, and I think General John Bradley and I concur. John did a beautiful job in the service as well, and we gave Ollie the send-off that he deserved today in every way.